Well, it's Thursday, and it's time for Finding America. Well, before I get started with this week's hunt, I got an awesome photo from Carolyn in Florida wearing her favorite Finding America shirt and sporting a brand new Finding America drop cloth. Well, thank you so much for sending that photo to me, Carolyn. And if you would like to send me a picture of yourself wearing your favorite Finding America shirt, sweatshirt, or hoodie, you can do so by sending it to findingamerica01@gmail.com, and I'll be more than happy to fit it into a future Finding America video. Now, I noticed something else in that photo, and in case you missed it, I'm going to show that photo one more time. That's right. Not only is Carolyn an avid metal detector, she's also the president of the Central Florida Metal Detecting Club. That's one of the largest clubs in the country. And on top of all that, she works at her dream job at Calico Metal Detectors. And as you can see, Calico has anything and everything metal detecting related. And if you're interested in some new gear or trying to find that perfect Christmas gift, I hope you'll go down below in the video description and use our links to the Calico website. And don't forget, at checkout, be sure to use our sales code FAUSA to save yourself some money, and at the same time, you'll be helping to support this channel. Well, this week's hunt takes place at an amazing old brick building that was built in 1883. And that was used as an academy for many years. And later on, the town continued to use it as a schoolhouse. And now it's privately owned. Now, I know you have places just like this in your town. You drive by, you look at it, it just looks so good, but you know, it's just too obvious. It had to have been hammered to death. And that's exactly what I thought about this place for a very long time. But a few weeks ago, I decided, what the heck? I'm going to go ahead and try to find the owner and see if I can get permission to detect around the grounds. So when I got there, they quickly gave me permission. Had no problem with it at all. However, I had no expectations of really finding much there. But I really wanted to try it because I had the brand new Equinox 800, and I really wanted to try it on that spot. And I tell you, boy, am I glad I did. Because from the moment that Chris and I started swinging, we knew we were in for some fun. The signals were everywhere. And I have to tell you, sometimes the best spots are hiding in plain sight. Well, we are out here bright and early in the morning. We have a new permission. We're actually on the site of an old academy. And it's a big two-story brick building built in 1883, and it's privately owned now, and we have permission to hunt it. And honestly, we're finding a lot of high tones, so it's looking a little promising. And Chris is over there, and I'm hunting over here on the other side of this tree. And I'll tell you what, my first good target, ringing up about 33, 34, dug down and checked this out. That's not a bad way to start the day. That is an old doorknob. I love it. Very cool. Now Chris called me over. He's over at the edge of these woods here, or beginning of the woods.
Nope.
Oh.
Look at that thing.
That'll be dang.
I think it's a hubcap cover.
Yeah, center cap you mean?
Or center cap, yeah.
I don't know. It, I think it's Frigidaire.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
I knew it was something with an F.
Yeah. Yeah, it's either Fraser or Frigidaire.
Yeah, Freddy's, Fredkin.
Yeah, because this part kind of reminded me of Westinghouse, you know, this.
The crown kind
of
shape.
Yeah, but it's got an F. I bet you it's a Frigidaire. Yeah. But that's pretty old.
It's my first one.
Old refrigerator part. Yeah. Well, I am hunting in the front of this old college building. And I'm also using the 11-inch coil, trying to get a little bit of depth. I was told people had hunted here before, but I tell you what, there's a whole bunch of signals here, and I'm not sure what they were using, but they definitely left us some things. So I got a 21-22. I'm hunting in Park 1, pretty much the stock settings. Got sensitivity at 23, and I got a 21-22 signal down here, and I just popped it out and saw a coin pop up. So I grabbed the camera. I have no idea what this is going to be. Oh, just get out. Holy cow. I am starting off where I left off, I guess. Last week, I think I have another Indian. Unbelievable. Well, they did leave some things in here, and it is definitely an Indian. Let me get a toothpick and clean this up. First coin. Actually, second signal. I came over here to hunt by the building. And, ooh, nice. Well, there she is. It is an Indian, and with the first coin of the day, I broke into the 1800s. It's an 1895. That is incredible. Now, you may remember last week I pulled 3 Indians out of 1 yard. And to start off with another Indian, that's just awesome. I'm loving it. One of my very favorite coins to dig up. And by the way, that one was about, I put it at about 5 inches. Well, after I found that Indian, I told Chris, you need to come over here and join the fun. So he's over here and he found something pretty cool, huh?
Not an Indian.
No? What did you get? Oh man, check it out.
It's a Dodge,
Oh yeah.
Dodge Charger. Look, all the wheels are on it.
Yeah, that's a pretty early one too.
Kind of cleaned off the bottom.
Yeah, there's no mistaking that beautiful body style.
Why Yao Ming? Says something on there.
Yeah, I think it's foreign.
I think so.
That's a foreign maker. But I like this part here. It says Charger America. So I was telling Chris, I said, check it out. Found in America, found a Charger America.
Oh, flag on top.
I love it, man. That's a great car. Cool. Chris called me over. He's got something kind of interesting here.
It's a tin cup.
Oh, that is pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, you can see where the handle was.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of riveted. Not much left of it, but
No, but
it's pretty neat.
something they used while they were attending school here.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Cool.
And is right by the front door.
Yep.
So I have a feeling there's a few more things to dig up out of here.
Oh, yeah.
We're over here where he just dug something cool up. What do you got? Oh, yeah. You know what I think that is? Well, oh, wow. Appears to be a piece of silver, huh?
Oh, yeah.
With a stone in it?
Up nice and high. Look at the design on the sides.
Yeah, this is definitely going back a few years. I thought at first it was a part of a ring.
That's what I did too. I checked the hole looking for the other part.
But I really don't see where the band was attached. But boy, what a beautiful piece. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, you can see it's got sort of a light purple stone. Might be amethyst, might be glass, but got a beautiful Victorian era design.
I think it dates to the building.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Dude, that's awesome. What'd it give you for a number?
26.
Wow.
It wasn't solid, but
What a beautiful piece, buddy. Wow.
I like it.
I like it too. Okay, this next signal, I actually really like this. It was giving me a really sharp 17 blip. Pretty much hung on 17, but it was just a real sharp blip. And kind of intrigued me. Had to dig down quite a ways, as you can see by the amount of dirt on my drop cloth, but then I pulled it out and I saw it and I'm like, oh boy, it's an overall or jeans button. So I started to clean it off, and as you can see, it's a Lee button. We've got some puppies next door. But that is a very early Lee jeans button. I'll tell you one thing, I wish I had the pair of jeans. Those things are worth a fortune. But check that out. Really like that. So I'm not sure how old it is, but it's definitely very early. Got a pretty cool signal here. I was ringing up the 14 to 16, and it's near the front door. It kind of makes sense up here. I got a nice cast iron ring. This is probably going to be part of harness, some horse tack, but pretty much what you would expect at an 1880s building. I could just see him riding the horses up here and tying them off, and the carriages. So gotta love it. Very cool period piece again. Well, Chris switched over to his AT Max to play around with it and see how it did out here, and it's doing good. We got another button, didn't we?
Safari Land.
Yeah, let me get down into this thing, because, yeah, we're kind of joking, because we were trying to figure out what the heck that said. It says Sanforized, and all I could think of was Sanford and Son.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's probably making you seasick. Let me see if I can. So check that out. It's a overall or jean button, but Sanforized. Never heard of it.
New one to me.
Definitely. Very cool. Iron back, just like my Lee button. Well, I had to do some research on that button because I had no idea what Sanforized meant. I never even heard the term before. And what I found out was it's actually a button from an old pair of Lee jeans. And when denim is Sanforized, it means that it went through a chemical process that helps reduce shrinking. I tell you, no matter how many times I go out metal detecting, I always learn something new. I'll tell you what, the signals are everywhere here. And I dug down only 2-3 inches. I got a ring. Check that out. Some type of men's ring, I think. Not silver or gold, but definitely old. Let me get this cleaned up. I'll give you a better look at it, but very cool. I'll tell you what, I think we're going to be here a while. Lots of stuff to dig up. Well, I love this next signal. I was getting a 15 and not deep at all. Inch or two, and the sod's really loose here. I was trying to dig a plug and the fine popped out. Well, check it out. It is awesome. Look at that toy gun. Little tiny toy gun with this. Check out the grips on it. Oh, that's so cool. Not bad shape either. After Chris and I started finding so much at this location, I just had to take a pause and really think about it. I mean, we were actually digging on basically virgin school grounds, and that just doesn't happen nowadays. And it was just amazing being able to dig all these items from the history of this amazing building and all the decades of children walking and playing on these grounds. And I'll tell you, when I find myself in these situations, I just like to slow down, take my time, and really savor the hunt, because these hunts just don't come around very often. Now, I kind of wanted you to hear this as I'm getting ready to switch over to the small 6-inch coil, and the reason being is this ground is loaded with about 140 years worth of stuff. Lots of iron, lots of targets, and I know there's a whole lot being masked right now. So I wanted you to hear this. Good targets, iron targets. It's just tons and tons of iron in the ground. So I will be going ahead and changing to the small coil so I can isolate these targets better, because I know this 11-inch is getting a little overwhelmed, and I am sure there are some really good targets sitting in between all this iron. Well, Chris, he yelled out one word. What'd you get?
Token.
Token. Wow.
No idea what it is yet.
I just want to show you all this. Check it out. It has an arrow cut into it. It's pointing right at me.
Yeah, pretty small, whatever it is.
That is pretty cool.
Let's see if we can get a...
Have anything on it?
It's gonna be chunky. Oh yeah, there's all kinds of writing on it.
Is that a penny?
No.
Okay. I thought maybe they cut something out.
Something company.
Oh wow.
We might have to,
yeah. We're going to work on this just a little bit, but it looks very interesting. Never seen one like it before. Very cool. Maybe coal script.
Yeah.
We all know how Chris likes his coal script. Right. Well, Chris is extremely ecstatic.
I was doing a little dance, man.
Oh, it is a coal script. It's an old one, too. And it took a while to get it cleaned off. It had a real tough coating on it. But it says Southern Harlan Coal Company Incorporated. 1 cent. And down here on the bottom, I'm having trouble focusing this one in, but I will give you some close-up pictures of it. It says Rue, Kentucky. We believe it's R-U-E. Could be B-U-E.
It's what, about the size of a dime, maybe?
Yeah, it's really small. It rang up 45-46 on Chris's 18 Max.
Yeah.
And he's been digging those signals all day, and they've been aluminum. And it just goes to show you, don't stop digging at all.
It paid off.
Heck yeah.
In a big way.
Now check out this side. This side says for merchandise only, non-transferable, and it had a registered company, Cincinnati, Ohio. So congratulations, Chris.
Thank you very much.
I'm glad I could get this permission for you to add to your cool script collection. No, I'll tell you what, you did a good job sniffing this one out.
Yeah.
It's a tiny little thing. Well, small coil paid off. I don't know. Probably would have found it with the other coil maybe. I don't know. But kind of surprised me. I wasn't really expecting what I got out of the hole. But check it out. See that? Yeah, boy. Silver dime. And it looks like a Merc. So I'm going to pick this up. Yes, sir. Got myself a Mercury dime. Nice. Well, I'm going to get a little bit of water, spray it off, and I'll be right back with the date. But that is just awesome. I'd say it was probably 4 inches down, but it was giving me like a 22, 23. Could have been on edge or something. But when it popped out, I was very surprised. Well, check it out. How pretty is that? 1941. And it's going to be a Philadelphia. That is gorgeous. Well, I'm going to tell you a little story about this. Chris called over and says, I got a ring. I'm like, cool. And then all of a sudden I saw him doing like juggling motions with his hands because he dropped it. And then we couldn't find it. So, what is it, 15 minutes later, we finally found the little booger.
Somehow ended up behind where I was kneeling.
Yeah, it was in behind him. That's funny. But it looks to be a small girl's ring. Little red, some kind of little red fake stone in it, but very cool, very old.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I think Chris and I are digging this place. I mean, no pun intended. Oh gosh. So this one, actually, one of my dig holes is right here. And I must not have gotten this, but when I switched to the 6-inch coil, at least that's what I hope. I hope I didn't just leave it and miss it.
Yeah.
We'll never know. But I was coming back by and I got a 21 and I was thinking maybe Indian. But check it out. Can you see that? That's actually a ring and it has some type of face on it. I don't know if it's aluminum or silver, but I don't care. It's cool. And
turning into a jewelry store out here.
I'm telling you, it's like the 4th piece of jewelry we found. Well, check that one out. How cool is that? It's the Indian chief with his headdress. All kinds of design all the way around the ring. And it's aluminum. So, pretty cool. I don't know, I'm kind of guessing 20s to 40s. I mean, it's hard to tell. Well, I got a 16 and dug down about 6 inches. And I got another button. And I have taken a look at it. I cleaned it off a little bit. And I have my second Lee button. That's so cool. I'd never found one until today, and now I have two. Well, check out this next find. Not very far from that last Lee button, I have a Lee snap. It's like the female part of the snap. And it says Lee on both sides of it. Very cool. I'll tell you what, I don't know. Some kid out here, he played rough. I think he went home without any hardware left on his jeans. Jeez. Well, we are still hunting the front of this place. And I got a signal bouncing between 12 and 13. About 4 or 5 inches down in the plug. I see the edge of a nickel. Haven't looked at it yet. Just grabbed the camera. I'm hoping it's going to be an old one. Let's see. Yes, sir. Buffalo.
Cool.
All right. We were saying, I told him I really wanted to find a sweet V-nickel out here. And then we both decided a buffalo would do fine. And there it is. Well, I was hunting out front and Chris came out back here behind the building and he came over and told me he found something cool. What'd you get? Wow.
It's got some weight to it, but like
this is a religious medallion, but he said it slides open. Oh, look, it's got the Lord. I bet you probably has the Lord's Prayer inside.
oh, maybe. Oh, it is. Yeah, it is
Oh,
writing.
how awesome is that?
I didn't even see the writing. Like, well,
Yep.
how cool.
Oh my gosh, that's a beautiful locket.
That's gonna clean up nice, I bet.
Oh, that's beautiful.
There's design on the back too.
Well, what an amazing place. And we are definitely heading back to that location because honestly, I think we'd barely scratched the surface there. Now, as always, I have some amazing historical photos from our country's great past coming up in just a few seconds. So I hope you'll stick around for those. And remember, history is what makes that find a treasure. And I cannot wait to see you back here next week on Finding America.